Hello and welcome to Nutshell Recaps. This video explains the synopsis of the movie Circle. Warning, there will be spoilers, so proceed with caution. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It will really help our channel grow. A soft light shines down, exposing a circle of unconscious people standing there. A young woman awakens abruptly. She shouts, but nobody responds. A buzzer sounds as she tries to move in front of herself. She realizes she is positioned on a red circle. Although she tries to follow behind, the buzzer continues to ring. She reaches out to touch the soldier who is standing next to her, but the buzzer sounds again. On her palm, a circle is blazing. She is instructed to cease moving by a man on the other side of the room. "They can see us," he claims. He can only guess at the answers to the questions she poses. Another woman awakens in fear. He attempts to comfort her, but when she moves, an electric beam that shoots out of the center of the crowd kills her. The lights suddenly turn on, everyone awakens, and one man passes away instantly. While a police officer searches for his gun, the first man commands everyone to halt moving. He orders everyone to remain still and to avoid touching one another. One of the dead men is hauled away as a beeping sound, and the illumination of his hand are audible. Before the first man can finish speaking, the electrical charge kills him while the beeping keeps going up. While everyone is currently in a state of panic, the man in the hat realizes that he is in fact in charge of the lights on the floor. A woman is shocked by electricity when the light stops in front of her. The man with the hat instructs the others to try to modify the lighting on the floor while they inquire as to what is going on. After trying what he instructed, everyone discovered they could only see the light they were directing. They are the ones who decide who dies, according to the man in the hat. Another person is shocked as the beeping begins. The pregnant woman glances about, attempting to figure out what's going on as the beeping begins again. "They are genuinely voting," she replies as the electricity zaps once more. She claims that they make their decisions by closing their hands and murder off whoever receives the most votes. As the beeping begins, someone proposes that they all vote for the deceased, and they all accept. No matter what, someone gets zapped when it stops. They all attempt not to vote the next time it beeps. Suddenly, all of the pointer lights come on and someone still gets zapped. The guy in the blue hoodie tells everyone to be quiet and suggests they develop a strategy, so they are able to figure out their situation and stop what's happening to them. His suggestion, to kill the older people first. Hat guy agrees, but not everyone else. They should kill them off clockwise, according to the blue hoodie, starting with the first one on his right. No one has a better idea, but pregnant woman disagrees. The first elderly man cries out as the beeping continues, but the zapper takes him. Since the majority supports Blue Hoodie's plan, they attempt to understand what is going on. They inquire of the soldier, supposing he might be aware of what it is, perhaps an alien invasion or something similar, but he is equally perplexed as the others. A man in the rear begins to talk about his pre-wake-up memories of the location. He recalls being in a traffic jam and then escaping by running before it got dark. Others claim to recall the same details. They choose the second elderly individual and the beeping resumes. The man recalls being hoisted aboard a ship. Additionally, he recalls a red room with bodies heaped up, which he now believes were actually drugged rather than dead. As they go on their chat, they all decide to support the third elderly person. The fourth elderly individual claims to have memories of something, possibly the aliens, and how they appeared and spoke. He is not believed by some people who believe he is lying to protect himself. However, he is shocked. Who will be the next person to get shocked? The hat guy inquires. They inquire about her age while pointing to the hat lady. The other's perceptions are altered by her young age of 52. She explains that while she had cancer, she overcame it. Blue Hoodie believes that since she is more likely to pass away than the others, she ought to be the next. That's not true, a doctor interjects, saying, given her advanced age, the Blue Hoodie asserts that she must leave, but the other participants disagree, speculating as to how much lower the age restriction would eventually fall. Without success, Blue Hoodie tries to persuade them of his plan. They execute him. They should begin determining why they were selected for the circle, advises Cancer Lady. Nevertheless, some of the other people believe it to have been an accident. She advises them to make an effort to get to know one another better. Beth speaks first and introduces herself to the group. She receives a jolt when the beeping resumes as she talks. Following that, the majority of people believe they shouldn't give their names and are wary of disclosing anything else. However, Craig continues and declares that the woman on his left is his wife. A man from the rear steps forward and says he knows the doctor when someone asks if else knows each other. However, the two of them are reluctant to discuss how they first met. Craig keeps pleading with the crowd not to harm his wife. Another zap occurs while the beeping continues. The Hispanic man is then asked to talk, but he is unable to grasp English. The woman standing behind him promises to translate. When she asks him about his family, he replies that he has 3 children living in Mexico. The man in the flannel shirt interrupts the red tie man's remarks on illegal immigrants by asking him if he would require a green card to be kidnapped by aliens. When asked if he was legally present in the U.S., They instruct the translator to reply no. To some people's surprise, the beeping keeps going and zaps a small girl in the front row. Because Raul beat up his own girlfriend, the cop recognizes a man in the first row. "Do you know it was you?" the cancer lady inquires. Raul and the officer have a conversation that turns away from Raul's potential to blame the officer for knowing him and instead focuses on profiling and bias. He responds that she received what she deserved as they begin to question whether he actually beat up his girlfriend. Raul is zapped in the following game. Following that, the blonde in the front row suggests that perhaps they should determine who is good and who is evil. She asserts that there must be a purpose for their presence, but the man sitting next to her disagrees, suggesting that perhaps their entire purpose is to murder one another in front of the aliens. The blonde guy behind her sees her query as determining who merits life, though. Therefore, as the beeping persists, they ponder what they ought to base it on. The Muslim woman in the front row is zapped by it. The racial remark from the African-American man starts the conversation. The other African-Americans advise him not to continue the conversation since he will simply make himself a target. The white folks initially claim that nothing is fair in that room. The hat man concurs with them. How people really feel about race is revealed by the question. The officer is the next to speak, and he expresses his racism and prejudice. Cop dies as beeper begins. The African-American man argues that everything should be on the table while the soldier feels that they shouldn't discuss their beliefs and biases. Instead of turning against one another, the soldier and the interpreter advise them to seek answers to their problems. They attempt to vote for themselves the following time, but it doesn't work. So they try voting for the individual sitting next to them. Because of a mistake, someone is still electrocuted. They try it again, and this time the pregnant woman helps the young child sitting next to her. Everyone votes again when the man and the pregnant girl are selected unexpectedly. The man receives a zap. The man claims that the man won his support since he witnessed another man voting for the woman who was expecting. According to the way the game was created, the pregnant girl or the child will ultimately win. The blonde man in the second row responds, if they get rid of them, everybody will have a better chance. The man in the flannel shirt claims that one of them need to leave, but the man in the red tie disagrees. The pregnant girl counts as two persons, according to Cancer Lady. An older woman and the young person are tied when voting starts. They select the woman. The soldier and the man in the rear believe they should defend the two of them, but the man with the glasses first wants to get to know them. When voting starts, a tie results between the pregnant girl and the child, so he questions the child. The man standing behind them orders them to be killed, but he is shocked instead. Craig advises that they solicit volunteers. They move around the circle, but nobody offers to help until a teenager offers to step forward. They debate whether or not to question him on why he would do it. He eventually responds, stating that he doesn't wish to kill anyone. He's a kid, thus it's unfair to let him do it, says the flannel shirt. Ask the red tie and spectacles man if he is certain when he disagrees. When the beeping begins, an older man from the back steps forward to take his place and leaves his circle. However, despite their continued insistence that they should solicit volunteers, red tie and glasses are unwilling to do it themselves. Everyone should approach the pregnant girl, according to Flannel Guy. After the beeping stops, the adolescent exits and dies after Glasses asks him if he still wants to do it. The soldier is then anticipated to offer his services. He believes he has made enough sacrifices in his life, so he doesn't want to make any more. He longs to see his child and return to his family. They are waiting for a volunteer as time is running out. Because she has lost her son, a woman from the back performs the action. She is informed by the deacon that she will see him again. After saying goodbye, she leads her circle. When they discover he is a deacon, the man in the black suit becomes agitated with him. Finally, they come to the subject of religion. The man in the black suit informs them that the zapper is now their sole deity. He becomes enraged and looks for the other atheists in the group. He anticipates that everyone will pick him once the beeping starts. He is picked along with another girl. She is shocked. He asks the blonde sitting next to him if she's a porn actress, further inflaming everyone. Despite her protests, he continues to push her and infuriate her. When the next voting round is held, he passes away. The glasses man argues that they should consider whether some of them have children as the blonde is sobbing. Craig claims to have a daughter with his wife. Glasses believes that those without children ought to make a sacrifice for themselves. A red tie man asks a woman in the back if she has husband or children, but she responds by asking the same question back. Another female is shocked when he responds. They learn that the woman is lesbian after hearing about her life from her. Red tie is eliminated in the following vote round because he is obviously homophobic and the other contestants find his remarks offensive. The blonde asks what happens when there are just two people left. What about tying? So the man in the rear says that by not voting, one of the two would essentially be sacrificing themselves. Cancer Lady makes the implication that they should choose someone they can trust to make the proper choice, while Flannel Guy offers to sacrifice himself. No one can be trusted, according to the translator. The blonde man suggests that they all make a decision. If it comes down to the two of them, what happens? The blonde woman wonders. They might choose for them, the doctor says. She and the person who knows her are tied in the voting. They pass away jointly. The blonde man is adamant that everyone should determine which of the two of them should perish, but the soldier believes that he is merely using everyone as leverage to get rid of both the pregnant woman and the child. Glasses then asks the pregnant girl what she does for a living after Craig asks which of the two they would select. He says, it's important to know who among them contributes more to society. The others don't think it's a fair question. The fact that she is pregnant, according to the translator, is crucial. When a new voting round begins, Glasses irritates the expectant woman and murders the hat guy. Glasses responds that he is a banker and a valuable member of society when Flannel inquires about what he does. Glasses agitates everyone, but the translator is electrocuted. Most of the people think that the Hispanic man should be next, when the man from the back says that one side killed the translator because she would never vote for the kid or the pregnant girl. Now that the question of sides is raised, they start counting each other to see which one stands where. Who will be the ones to vote for the girls and who won't? The vote begins and the kid and the Hispanic man tie. He sees what's happening and he sacrifices himself for the girl. Glasses antagonizes the soldier and he aligns with the side that wants to kill the two girls. The couple and the African-American man join forces with him and the blonde guy. Election day arrives. Again wearing a tie, the youngster is sporting spectacles this time. Both the blonde and the African-American man recommend letting them both pass away. However, just the Glasses perish since the wife modifies her vote. When she is identified, she claims that her absence from the voting booth did not alter the outcome. According to the flannel guy, it's best to pass away with dignity because everyone knows they will die. Craig believes he is suggesting that the child should perish and the pregnant girl should come last. The blonde man tries to win the blonde woman over, but when he fails, he suggests that they vote for the flannel man so that they can settle the matter and have more time to discuss everything. They select the flannel man. The soldier advises they vote for the wife in order to put the husband to the test as they attempt to find the majority for each group. Craig suddenly changes his vote, and the soldier claims that they all support the African-American man. After he passes away, the blonde man accuses Craig of being unfaithful and tries to turn everyone against the couple. When one of the women asks for his name, the wife gives in to the other women's inquiries. She doesn't even recall when he first said it. Even when Craig gives in and admits it was her idea, they still kill him. According to the fictitious wife, she didn't lie about having a child. The blonde man repeatedly points out that everyone is a murderer, but he makes a guarantee to the wife that if she joins his side, he will keep her alive. The older man is asked whose side he supports, but he stays silent. Then, by appealing to her sentiments towards her family, he invites the woman sitting next to him to join him. The blonde man, the soldier, the cancer patient, the blonde woman, and the homosexual woman tie in the voting's beginning and conclusion. After the recount, just the blonde man is left. The blonde man continues on with his plan while the deacon sobs and begs the pregnant woman for her vote. She rejects. The man in the back doesn't change his mind about the plan. After offering the pregnant girl his apologies, the deacon leaves. The blonde guy offers to deal with the guy in the rear for one of the females in exchange for the funny wife after realizing that they would need to adjust their tactics. They all participate in the voting with the exception of the older man. Wife passes away. The man in the back claims that the elder man made it all the way to where they are without voting once throughout the entire exercise. The blonde guy and the guy in the rear fight about him, with the first one leading the other to believe that everyone will support the older man. However, he and the expectant woman have an agreement over their voting intentions. The blonde man is killed by the zapper. Just 4 of them are left. They will all vote for the elder man this time because they have no other option. He passes away. When the guy is alone with the 2 girls, they discuss the circumstances around all that is happening. He asserts that it's possible that aliens are testing human behavior and values in order to learn more about them. The guy responds that by picking who dies, they can observe how people assess each other and think when the pregnant female questions why they would do that by forcing them to kill each other. Then he informs the girls that he cannot select who will die for them. That decision must be made by the 2 of them. The child sobs because she has already made her choice. For the sake of the child, she'll leave. After promising to accompany her, he suddenly votes for the pregnant female as the young child leaves her circle. He is still stuck in the room as the girl and the pregnant mother both fall over. A new vote is about to start, and he curses the aliens, thinking that they will kill him regardless. He realizes that he is bound to the infant and must decide between the infant and himself when the beeping stops. He selects the infant to perish. He sees a spaceship in the sky when he awakens outside. He notices that there are several of them when he stands up. He maneuvered through everyone in the room to reach the voting circle's last round, knowing what he would do if he did. He rescued himself.